point, if I might say so, is one of the nonsenses that we have these people sitting here, we're paying £7 million a day to keep them in hotels and we don't let them go to work. There cannot be a way that you cannot say, here is an identity card, go out, report every week and come back. In the meantime, go and earn some money, give yourself some self-respect and add something value to the community and prove why you should have a right to stay here. Yes. But let's just go back to the basics. I'm not attacking you, Peter, because I think your party's doing some quite good things at the minute, if I might say so.
And that's a Conservative peer saying that to you,
But I think we should get away from this playground chat. You know, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. Because I could take you back 25 years about immigration, and I think you might have been in charge. Not you personally, but your government. The immigration has been around for thousands of years. There's been immigration. People come here. Mostly it's economic migration because people who have got no food, no water, no education, no prospects for their children, and no way of bettering themselves want to come to a better place. My father was an immigrant to this country. My mother was an immigrant to this country. I probably wouldn't get in today, or they probably wouldn't. So let's not knock it. We've done that. People have come here from persecution, political persecution. We've had people from the Pale of Russia. We've had the Huguenots. We've had the Ugandans. We've had the Syrians. We've had everybody here. And now we've got these people. Now, there's always, in that migration, people who are going to game the system. But we have to be, if we're a caring, rich country, and we're apparently the 5th largest economy in the world, even with our recession.
I think it's 6th now, but yeah.
6th. But we have to accept that it's part of our duty. The world is changing. The world isn't from 1945. It's not 1955. It's 2023. And we either live in this country and accept that that's what it does, or we go somewhere else. But you can't stop it. Now, what I don't like the way that we're dealing with it. I don't like the rhetoric. I don't like the fact that, you know, the Home Secretary is standing there. He goes to Manston today in a Chinook helicopter. What sort of message does that send to anybody? Are we starting a war with these people down in Manston? How do we ever allow the person to do that? How could she speak with such dangerous language about a problem? And you made the point, and several others have made it, and gentlemen there made it. This will only be solved by negotiation. And it will only be solved by people sitting around a table as everything is solved, whether it's the Northern Ireland Protocol, whether it's the Rwandan situation, or the issue about Rwanda, or whether it's, you know, the public order bill, which is going through the House of Lords at the moment. All has to be sat down and talked through very carefully. But we are a compassionate, caring country. We are a big country. We do need these people. And irony of ironies, having come out of Brexit, dare I mention the Brexit word, we are short of labour. Mm-hmm. We need these people. So I'm going to go a little bit further before I get shut up by Fiona.
I was thinking, right? So you were trying to bring someone else in.
Many people who voted for Brexit are the people who are now complaining that they can't get their apples picked or their cherries picked or this picked. Lots of able-bodied people came to this country every summer. They did heavy work. They did pick our fruit. £75 million of fruit and veg rotted in our fields this summer, right? They did that work at wages that other people wouldn't do it for. And I know your point, George, is that maybe that's cheap labour, but we need the labour. We've now got to a situation where we stop those people coming in, and we're now giving 6 months visas to people to come from Nepal to pick our apples and people to come from Malaysia to pick our apples. How does that work? How did we end up in this mess? It's crazy. But immigration needs to be sorted. I'll shut up.
No, I completely agree with you. We need people. But I don't think having people come in small boats across the busiest shipping lane in the world in November is a safe way to do this. So we do have a problem there. And that problem, I think, has got a lot worse.
Zanny, sorry to interrupt. That would be solved if we hadn't stuck 2 fingers up to our French and Dutch and German and Italian colleagues for 5 years, because they basically said, Monsieur, it's your problem.
Yeah, we're in violent agreement. This has got much, much harder, frankly, since Brexit. Because when we were part of the European Union, asylum seekers had to register in the first country they came to in the European Union, and they stayed there. Now they come, they want to be in the UK, they make that journey. We have to work with the French.
They didn't have to stay there. There was nothing saying that they couldn't then move on to the UK.
But they have to...
Claim asylum.
To claim asylum, they had to go back to the first country that they came to in the EU. Once they've got asylum, then they can go anywhere in the EU. But now we have a situation where they want to come here, and you're completely right, we have to work with the French. The only way you're going to stop this growing number of boats is by working with the French. Instead, we have a policy which is kind of somewhere between incompetent and cruel. We need to process things much faster. The rhetoric about invasions is totally not helpful. We need to work with the French, process asylum seekers so that people who are able to be here can have their things processed quickly, and then they can join the labour force and work. We desperately need these people. And people who are not able to be here, economic migrants who we can't take all economic migrants, they are moved back very quickly. But Rwanda, Paraguay, whatever, these are non-solutions from a government that is really trying to be performative and not try and deal with the problem.
Fiona, just one last thing.
Oh, my goodness.
This gentleman had me nodding after. I never thought in my lifetime I would hear myself agreeing with the Albanian Prime Minister on Radio 4 this morning.
So when he said the government was acting like a madhouse, you were agreeing with that, were you?
I'm sorry, Alan, I will shut up.
OK. So, Chris,